Are Liverpool looking to hijack the move for Florian Wirtz? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to center around the German playmaker known as Florian Wirtz, currently at Bayer Leverkusen, of course, but we know that with the upcoming transfer window set to open in the summer of 2025, there has been a lot of speculation surrounding where Wirtz's footballing future may lie come the summer. A lot of talk has been suggesting he could be on his way to Bayern Munich. Last night, though, there were emerging reports that he was in England to maybe discuss a potential move to Manchester City, and that reportedly a verbal agreement has been in place or has been set in place between Manchester City and Wirtz and his representatives over a potential move there. But today, there seems to be more developments and more reports coming out about this whole transfer saga, which is definitely going to be one to keep your eyes on going forward, because it seems as though Liverpool Football Club have entered the race. Yes, reports today are suggesting that Liverpool are keeping him on their radar and their interest is genuine in the Bayer Leverkusen playmaker. We're going to be talking about Wirtz. We're going to be talking about a potential move this summer. We're going to talk about more so to Liverpool. We discussed Manchester City in a short video that I did last night. Go back and watch that if you haven't already. But before we go any further discussing all of this and much more, I would like to remind you all, please like the video and also subscribe if you are new. Both things will always and very greatly appreciated. And of course, I encourage you all to get involved in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, that I'm sure will make for great and interesting reading down below. So please do use and abuse that comment section and talk to me on this potential transfer story. I'm sure what you have to say will make for great and interesting reading. And without further ado, we'll go on with the video ourselves. We're going to get on with the conversation. We're going to be talking Florian Wirtz and what is a very intriguing summer ahead for the 22-year-old. As we know, Florian Wirtz has been making a huge name for himself with Bayer Leverkusen. He's been an incredible cog in the machine that Xabi Alonso has managed to put together with the German club over the past couple of years or so. Of course, he was a big part in them going invincible, winning the German double, the Bundesliga, and of course the German Cup, helping them get to a Europa League final as well. And this season, it hasn't quite hit the same amount of, well, it hasn't quite hit the same level as what last season did for Leverkusen this season. But Wirtz has still put on an incredible show and an incredible display this season when it comes to his individual numbers. So much so that with Xabi Alonso jumping ship to Real Madrid this year, and obviously with a number of other Leverkusen players having their future heavily engrossed in speculation, Wirtz is no stranger to that, and of course is no exception. And it seems as though, it seemed for a while that he was going to be going to Bayern Munich. It seems as though that once again, Bayern Munich were going to cherry pick some of their league's best players outside of their own club and reinforce and strengthen their position for future seasons to come. Then last night, by Christian Falk and by Bild, it seemed that they were reporting that Florian Wirtz was in England. They pictured him in England with the kind of headline and story that he was meeting Manchester City representatives to discuss a move there. And then today, from the likes of David Ornstein, it seems as though Liverpool have entered the race. I'll just bring this up here. From David Ornstein today, says that Liverpool make contact with Florian Wirtz's camp to express interest in signing playmaker if he leaves Bayer Leverkusen and is keen on moving to England. Liverpool admiration long-standing, but unclear whether or not the 22-year-old plans to exit Bayer Leverkusen or Germany. Kaveh Soliko of Sky Sports followed this up with a slight contrast in report. He basically goes on to say that Liverpool are not working on a deal to sign Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen at the moment. They did not meet the player in England yesterday. He is a player they have been aware of for some time, and in the event of there being any prospect of him wanting a move to England, they would be interested. As things stand, the indications appear to be that he wants to remain in Germany, whether staying at Bayer Leverkusen or moving to Bayern Munich. Liverpool will continue to monitor the situation. It's very interesting because they're not exactly denying that Liverpool are interested in the 22-year-old. In fact, they're actually complementing each other's story and backing it up. They're just basically, Carve Salico's report is basically stating that this story that was buzzing around, that rather than meet Manchester City's representatives, he actually met Liverpool's, is completely untrue. But other than that, the interest is certainly there from Liverpool. They're just obviously monitoring, keeping an eye on the situation, just in case that he wants to leave Germany, and in particular wants to leave Bayer Leverkusen. The overall consensus is that I think he will move to Bayern Munich. I think that will be the case. I think this story about him maybe having a deal in place with Manchester City is just him keeping his options open. I think obviously using Liverpool as well to keep his options open as well is a smart move for him, depending on which way he is going to be swayed in the summer. I think that he will stay in Germany. I think he will go to Bayern Munich. A lot of players do go to Bayern Munich from their own league, their own top league. We've seen the likes of Mats Hummels and Mario Götze and a number of other top players, especially from the likes of Dortmund, for example, go to Bayern Munich in the past. It's one of the reasons why I somewhat dislike the Bundesliga, because a number of top stars outside of Bayern Munich end up going to Bayern Munich in the end. So it's one of the reasons why I somewhat dislike that league, in all honesty. But I think he will go Bayern Munich. I don't necessarily see him jumping ship to England. I don't necessarily see him going to a Manchester City or Liverpool, which is it's unfortunate. Like, he's a fantastic player. He's an absolute top quality player already at his young age. He is so creative. He is chipping in with goals as well. I mean, last season he got 11 goals and 12 assists on his way to obviously becoming a German champion, and I think he got like 28 goals and assists across all competitions last season. And then this season he's got 10 goals and 13 assists in the Bundesliga, and I think he's got I got that wrong way around. Something along them lines. Either way, he's been quite consistent these past couple of years. But I'm very much intrigued by this story, by this saga. Like, don't get me wrong, I think he'd be incredible for Liverpool. I think we're crying out for someone to be as creative as him. We're crying out for someone to take the workload off of a Mohamed Salah, for example, because it seems that when Salah's not exactly all there creatively and the opposition have kind of neutralised him to an extent, we don't really have a lot elsewhere in terms of creativity, and we're relying on someone to step up, which the consistency levels just aren't necessarily there elsewhere on the pitch. I feel like if we had Wirtz in the squad, in the team, the consistency would be there, and it would take a lot of pressure off of Mo Salah to be constantly having this intensity thrown on him in which to go out there and produce something. These guys will try, but they're not going to do it as well as you or as much as you. So I do feel like that would have been a fantastic move for Liverpool to get done and dusted. But like I say, I don't necessarily see it happening. If he wants to leave Germany, fine, fair enough. But I think he's staying in Germany. I that would be my honest guess. That would be my honest prediction. I think he is staying in Germany. German national squad, close to friends and family, that kind of thing. And of course, he pretty much would strengthen his chances of having more success in Germany than what he's managed to already produce with obviously Leverkusen. There's no doubt, fantastic talent. There's no doubt creative genius at times. Going to be interesting to see where his future lies. Like I say, there's a massive gap opening up at Manchester City with Kevin De Bruyne leaving at the end of the season. There's a place for him at Liverpool. We thought Dominic Szoboszlai was going to be that guy to be our creative influence, but he just hasn't quite shown it yet. And that's not to say that there isn't a place for Szoboszlai in this Liverpool team. It's just he hasn't quite shown the creative level that we were somewhat expecting of him, at least not to the consistency that we were expecting of him so far. So there are places open there, and there are going to be a lot of interest. And I would imagine there's going to be interest from elsewhere as well. Not just Germany, not just England, but maybe a Real Madrid, for example. Maybe someone along that line. This is going to be a very open saga that is going to be definitely one to keep your eye on going forward. As far as what Liverpool are concerned, though, even if we don't get a Florian Wirtz, I am still encouraged to know that Liverpool are at least looking in this particular area. Like I say, one thing that we lack is creativity. I mentioned yesterday about Frimpong and about the interest there, and I said about how he'll be so good attacking-wise for us, so good with his sprint speed and his pace, because, again, another thing that we lack is pace. And I feel like Frimpong would cover that. But another thing that we lack outside of Salah is creativity and consistency to that creativity. And I feel like Wirtz would definitely add to that. But obviously, if we don't get Wirtz, we have had other names that have been mentioned. Xavi Simons is a creative outlet as well. Ryan Cherki is a creative influence as well. So we have been linked with a couple of names this season that are very intriguing in that particular area. So is it somewhat encouraging that we are looking for a sort of number 10 type of player, a creative spark in that midfield? Because we definitely need it. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing where this Florian Wirtz saga takes us. Hopefully he does want to leave Germany, and if so, I'm hoping that Liverpool will keep this on their radar, keep this monitored, and hopefully go in for him going forward down the line. But no, personally for me, I think he's going to be staying in Germany. I think he's going to be going to Bayern Munich. But we're waiting to see. We're obviously waiting to see what the future holds for Florian Wirtz. And we're obviously waiting to see if Liverpool are going to tackle this creative problem that they seemingly have within their squad. Those are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling about this potential transfer story down below in the comment section. Do you see this being a good move for Florian Wirtz should he decide to take it? Is this a good move for Liverpool? And if not, where do you see Florian Wirtz's future lying in the not too distant future? Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling about that in the comment section. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way up and enjoy the video. Subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video. And I will see you speak to you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll speak to you all again very, very soon.